When you first start the vehicle, this is the screen that you're going to be met with. So as you can see here, we've got our navigation, we've got the station that we're currently tuned to, or if our phone is connected or an MP3 player, this is going to be whatever song's playing. We can add a phone in, or we can turn on or off the heated steering wheel. Moving down to the bottom here, we've got our audio settings. So on our sources, we can go between AM, FM, Sirius, CD player. How old school and amazing is that? So CD player here, as well as our Bluetooth stereo. Moving back, in order to tune to a different station, we can either use the voice command button on the steering wheel, we can manually tune here, or we can do a direct tune here instead. So tons of different options there. In order to be able to save a preset, or in order to save a station, all you're going to do is tune to the station that you'd like, and then you're just going to press and hold, and it's going to save that station for you there. Moving into climate now. So if we look a little bit further down here, as you can see, we've got a few options in order to control some of the fan settings. However, the majority of the settings are going to be in this Sync 3 screen here. So starting off, we've got our auto mode, and that's going to let the vehicle determine what the interior temperature of the vehicle should be. Menu, we can turn on our max AC, max windshield defroster, or our heated steering wheel. We can turn it on, we can turn the fan, I should say, on or off as necessary. We can also turn on the dual zone climate control. So by default, it's going to take whatever the driver's setting is. So as you can see here, it's adjusting as we go. Now let's say if, let's tune that down just a tiny little bit. Now let's say if the driver, or the passenger I should say, or the driver, if they like it a little bit cooler or warmer. So what we can do now is we can adjust one side, and as you can see, it's bumped up, but it's kept the driver's side setting. Now, if you'd like to, if you want to reset to the driver, all we're going to do is hit that dual button again, and it's going to default to the driver's setting. Looking here, we've got the ability to blow the fan to the windshield, to our face, or to our feet, and this is going to be the intensity of the fan here. This is our air circulation button, so it's either going to pull air from outside of the vehicle, or if it's turned on, it's going to circulate the cabin air instead. We've got our rear windshield defroster, as well as turning on the air conditioning using this button here. Next up, we've got our phone settings, so we can easily add a phone here. All we're going to do is press this add phone button.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
And on your device, you're just going to make sure that Bluetooth is turned on. Perfect, and then as you can see, so it's got the Mustang here.
Confirm that the pin displayed on Sync matches the pin displayed on your device.
Well, the pin matches, so we're going to hit pair, and yes. We're going to get another message
For your
here.
safety, please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
Thanks, Sync 3. One more message is going to pop up allowing your contacts, so we're going to hit allow to that as well. Now, 911 Assist, the only way you're going to be able to use that is if your phone is connected. So we're just going to hit yes to that as well, and then automatically download our contacts when the phone is connected. Now, as you can see, we've got my recent call list, contacts, we've got a do not disturb mode, we can look at text messages, etc. In order to be able to remove a phone from the vehicle, we're going to go to our settings here, jump up into phone, and as you can see, we can view devices, manage contacts, ringtones, etc. So we're just going to go to view devices, and as you can see here, we've got my iPhone. Of course, this is going to happen. All right, now we've got the ability to either just straight disconnect from the phone, or we can completely remove it. So if we hit remove, yes, the phone's now gone. Jumping back into phone. As you can see, there's no more phone, so my phone's no longer connected to the vehicle. Now, one of the nice things about the GT Premium is that it does have built-in navigation, so you don't have to rely on your phone. If you're using the navigation, it's really straightforward. So we're just gonna hit search, start typing the address, go a little bit slower, start typing in the first few characters and then pause. It's gonna auto-populate it for you. We're just gonna select the address that we wanna go to. And you can do one of two things. You can either save it as a favorite, or you can start in order to start her going.
Obey traffic laws, be alert, and use voice commands while driving.
There we go.
Please proceed to the highlighted route, and then the route.
We can mute it if you have a preference.
Will start.
So voice guidance is now off if that's a preference of yours. In order to be able to cancel an existing route, there's a little X button at the top here. We're just going to press that and hit yes to cancel the route. Perfect. Jumping into our menu now, we've got a ton of different options here. The one to focus on is going to be our navigation settings. Starting in our map preferences here. As you can see, we've got the ability to change out some of the preferences. The big one to point out is going to be this point of interest icon. That means that it's going to show things like gas stations and coffee shops and things like that. So if you have a preference to show those, you just turn it on from here. Our route preferences is also another important one. Moving into our preferred route, we've got fastest, shortest, or eco-friendly. But the one to really point out would be this. So we've got avoid freeways, toll roads, ferries, or tunnels, etc. So it's really, really cool because if you don't like driving on the 407 or other toll roads, you can hit that button there and then the navigation will take that into account. So whatever your preferences are as you drive. Navigation preferences, nothing crazy there. We've got different prompts, so it's going to be a voice and a tone, voice or a tone. And that's going to be as we're coming up to an upcoming turn. So whether we get a tone or a voice. And last screen here, we've got our home or work, so we can set up a home or work address here, and we can save that. One of the nice things about having your home or work address set up, if you'd like to navigate home, all you have to do is press the steering wheel button and say navigate home, and it's automatically going to navigate to, it's going to set up the navigation to your home address that you've set up here. Moving into our apps now, there are a few apps that are available in the vehicle. If your phone's connected, you've got even more, which is really, really cool. So one of the nice things about Sync 3 is it gives you Android Auto and Apple CarPlay compatibility. So if you're with your phone connected through Bluetooth or through USB on the iPhone, you can mirror your phone onto the screen. You can also use certain mobile apps on the screen as well. So things like Spotify, LiveX Live, or the Waze app, you can project onto the center console screen here. Moving into our settings now, very straightforward. Sound is going to be for treble, bass, mid-range, etc. Jump back here, our clock settings. We can adjust the clock as necessary here, and it's going to be in our standard 12-hour time as a default. If you have a preference for military time, you're just going to press the button there, and that's turned us into the 24-hour clock instead. Daylight savings time, that's going to automatically adjust the clock depending on if we're in the spring or fall. So spring, we're going to fall forward, spring, we're going to leap forward, fall, we're going to go backwards an hour. And then into our time zone update. So if we're on the West Coast driving east, east to west, whatever the case may be, it's automatically going to update the time zone depending on where you are. So I recommend keeping that one on. Next up is going to be our Bluetooth. We can turn the Bluetooth off completely here if we'd like to. We can add a Bluetooth enabled device this way as well. Our phone, we've already been there.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
So that's where we're going to go to add or manage our devices. Next up is going to be our radio. So we've got the radio text as well. So the radio text is going to be what displays here. So without the radio text on, this essentially is going to go away. 911 assist, as I mentioned, so the vehicle, the phone I should say, does have to be connected to the vehicle in order for 911 assist to work. Navigation settings, we've already been there before. Let's go back. Mobile apps. So as I said, certain apps can be reflected onto the center console screen. So things like Spotify, LiveX Live, and the Waze app can be directly shown on this console screen here. Moving into our general settings now. So we've got different language settings. So we've got English, Spanish, or French. So whatever your preference is there. Moving back, we've got our temperature units. So we can move between either Celsius or Fahrenheit. Kilometers or miles. That beep that we're getting here. So you can turn that off by pressing this button here and you'll no longer get that beep. So it's a matter of personal preference there. And then from here, we've got our automatic system update. So I do recommend keeping automatic system updates on, but in order to make sure that they happen, you also have to make sure that with the automatic updates, you're connected to Wi-Fi at home. And that's going to be shown in the next screen coming up. Let's hop back here. And that, oh, right here. So we've got our automatic updates and our Wi-Fi. So connect to the Wi-Fi at home in order to be able to tweak your automatic updates there. It's automatically going to update the firmware and the software in the vehicle. The only thing that's not going to get updated would be the navigation. So you either have to get your service advisor at the dealership to do that for you, or you can manually download the maps yourself and you can upload them to the vehicle. Next up at the very bottom here, we've got a reset button. So if the Sync 3 screen is giving you any issues, or if you're selling the vehicle, we can do a master reset in order to wipe all the settings out that we've currently got on there. Ford Pass Connect, so the vehicle is enabled with a wireless hotspot. So if you've got an active data plan with Bell Canada in Canada, I believe it's Sprint in the US, it allows you to use your vehicle as a hotspot. So you can connect up to 10 devices on the vehicle, which is really, really cool. From here, we've got some generic vehicle settings. So as that loads up, we've got our camera settings and then our onboard serial number. Moving back now, we've got our sort of display settings. So we've got a nice display here. We can turn it off if you have a preference for that, if you don't want anything showing. Pressing again will bring it back up. Other one to point out is going to be our modes. So we've got the auto mode, day or nighttime mode. I love the look of the nighttime mode, and that's because I love the color blue. So if we look at the nighttime mode here, so as you can see, it looks really, really nice. The option there is yours. So if you have it in the auto mode, it's automatically going to update between the daytime or the nighttime mode, just depending on the time of day. Jumping back a screen here. And we've got our voice control button. So if we hit the voice control button, we've got advanced mode, which is really, really cool. So I want you to take a listen for a second. Tune to 102.1.
Tuning to FM 102.1.
So as you heard there was a little message that popped up there as we tuned to the station. So tuning to this station. Now if we turn on advanced mode, I want you to listen to what happens. Tune to 97.7. There we go. So it's changed the station for us, and it hasn't given us that that warning saying that it's going to be changing the station. Next up is going to be our phone confirmation. That lets us know what phone number we're going to be calling. So it's essentially going to be a warning like, would you like to call such and such person? Are you sure? Next up is going to be the voice command list, which is going to be this list here. So we can have that come up, or you can hide it there. It's your personal preference. So if we turn that voice command list off and we press it again, so you can see that voice command list is now gone. Jumping back here. Now the reason why this audio volume thing keeps on happening is because the audio is currently turned down, but if we had the audio on and did that, it wouldn't keep on happening. Last one to point out is going to be our valet mode. So valet mode essentially is going to lock out the screen. So if you've got a valet driver, they essentially can't look through your screen in order to be able to look through text messages and contacts and things like that. It's also a good security measure to do it by default. All we're going to do is hit yes here and select a 4-digit PIN. Something difficult, let's go 1111 and done. 1111. Please, for the law, don't use 1111 as your password. But as you can see here, the screen is now locked out, so you can't do anything on the screen until you re-enter that combination. And now it's unlocked for us again. And let's move it down a tiny little bit here. So we've got our volume rocker, so we can adjust the volume from here. We can manually tune the station using this rocker here. Next up, we can use these in order to change between stations, or if we're listening to an MP3 player or our phone, we can switch between songs. Jumping into our audio here, we can turn the audio on or off by pressing this button here.